Throughout the webinar today, we are focusing on CADTransform, a solution created by MGISS to import CAD files into ArcGIS. Firstly, I'll quickly explain the MGISS 3 pillars: capture, manage, and use. The diagram that you can see shows the relationship between these 3 pillars. Capture is about using GNSS technology to provide precise positions for data points and features collected. Manage, using Esri ArcGIS Online and MGISS data management tools to simplify through automation. And use, using the data collected to visualize in the real world to provide insight into design or as-built data, both at the surface and below ground level. This includes 3D augmented reality views. So CADTransform would essentially sit in our managed pillar. I can see that there are so many new faces on here today, along with some existing customers. So for the benefit of anybody new to MGISS, let me tell you a bit about us. We are independent, so we can offer a non-biased view to best fit your needs, advice on the adoption of best-of-breed technologies, provide the hardware and software to enable your operations, and offer support services to ensure that your teams remain operational and effective, delivering value to your business. We are an SME, formed with a team loaded of knowledge and experience. We take organizations on a journey from asset location right the way through to asset insight. We're global partners and global market leaders. MGISS are also a silver partner with Esri. Our team are experts in ArcGIS Pro and Online, geospatial technology integration, spatial data management, and automation. We do have a wealth of GIS experience, delivering solutions on the world-leading ArcGIS Online platform using ArcGIS field maps, Survey 123. Our vast experience with high accuracy asset capture allowed us to understand how to enhance field maps by building CADTransform 3D plugin, a drainage toolbox solution for HADMs, environmental solutions, and of course, CADTransform, just to name a few. Combining that knowledge with our 20 years worth of industry expertise means we can deliver advice to support tailored specifically to you. We also provide support and tailored training across all solutions available through MGISS. We've worked with quite a number of recognized brands operating in highways, construction, utilities, and public sectors, with lots of established relationships built on trust and clear understanding of their business requirements. I'll now pass over to Gareth to walk through and demonstrate CADTransform.
Good morning. My name's Gareth Boys, and I'm lead developer here at MGISS. I'm part of the product development team, alongside my colleague Darius Murdamadi. I'm very excited today to demonstrate our CADTransform tool, which is available on the ArcGIS marketplace. During this webinar, I will show you where you can download and how to install CADTransform, how you can import CAD models into ArcGIS Pro without using CADTransform, and then discover some of the pain points of using that method. Then I'm going to demonstrate how to import CAD models into ArcGIS Pro with the CADTransform toolbox, and how you can break up the layers into individual CAD layers. And then finally, we're going to introduce our latest premium feature to the toolbox. Before we begin, I thought I'd like to take the opportunity just to touch on some of the fundamental differences between CAD and GIS. The best analogy I've come across is the difference between Microsoft Word and Excel. You instinctively know when you should use Word and when to use Excel. Word is best for formatting text, but you can use it to tabulate data if you want to. Likewise, Excel is best for analyzing data, but you can also add paragraphs of text into a cell. You wouldn't use Word for presenting your quarterly profits. Likewise, you wouldn't use Excel for writing an essay. The same goes for CAD and GIS. CAD is suited for designing and constructing engineering drawings and models, and GIS is suited for analyzing and visualizing geospatial information. BIM is a bit of a hybrid between CAD and GIS, but that's a discussion for another day. I'd like to just take this opportunity to conduct a quick poll to better understand our audience. And you'll have to apologise. I have to apologise to whilst I bring up the poll feature. So my first poll will be, and if you can see this, I'd like to what data sets do you predominantly work with? Do you predominantly work with CAD? Do you predominantly work with GIS? Or do you work equally with both? Just take your time to select in which field that you work in. And so I've just got to allow you to vote. I'm just learning this for the first time. Let's try that. Brilliant, that's come up now. So apologies for that. This is just learning how to use the poll system in Zoom. And getting results in here, I can see that it's about a good 2/3, 1/3 split. So 2/3 of you, so half of you work only in GIS. And I'm just going to share this poll. So about half of you work in GIS, a quarter work just in CAD, and a quarter of you work in both arenas. Thank you for that. Just gives a good understanding of the audience. So the issues that we see when importing from CAD into GIS, just listed a few out here. We get CAD documents have ambiguous coordinate reference systems. They may be georeferenced, but they don't actually specify which reference system is being used. There's a lot of inconsistent layer discipline in CAD drawings. It's very easy to put a gas pipe in a water layer. Likewise, there's a lot of inconsistent symbology. So having put your water pipe into a gas layer, rather than put it in the correct layer, you just simply change the color of the pipe to match the symbology of it. So although it is in the gas layer, you color it blue to make it a water pipe. Other issues on importing CAD into GIS is that the symbology for point features is lost because the symbology is stored in blocks. Likewise, when importing polygon features, we lose the hatching. There's numerous issues with block inserts and reference files. And one issue is that a lot of useful information is attached to features as text labels. But these labels in CAD are not directly associated with the object that they're imported, that they're attached to. Likewise, there's a lot of issues with paper space objects in CAD drawings when importing into GIS. A lot of the dimensioning comes through as objects. Likewise, the borders and titles come through as objects. So moving on, where can I get the CADTransform tool that we produce? It's available on the Esri marketplace. And I'm just going to show you how you can download it. So you go to the Esri marketplace, you search for CADTransform, and you select on the CADTransform product, and it takes you to the product page. Click the Get It Now button. Fill out your contact details and click Submit, and you'll get an email inviting you to the console where you can download the tool. Click Download. And the tool is downloaded as an Esri AdNX file, which you launch and install into ArcGIS Pro. It comes up in the ribbon bar as an icon. You click on the CAD to GIS icon, and the CADTransform tool opens up in the geoprocessing pane. So for this demonstration today, I'll be using a CAD file of some buried assets at the Leica Geosystems Training School in Whitchurch. The 2D AutoCAD model contains various points, polyline, and polygon CAD entities categorized by CAD layer. The color scheme is mostly consistent, but there are some entities with non-standard coloring. There is also a polyline with a dashed line type. The unit measurement of the 2D CAD model is in meters, and the coordinates are georeferenced to British National Grid. Before demonstrating MGISS CADTransform, it's a good idea to demonstrate the easiest way of importing CAD models into ArcGIS Pro. Simply right-click on the CAD model in the catalog pane. So I'm just going to start my video. So simply click on the CAD model in the catalog pane and add the current map. All the feature types in the model are displayed, including annotations, but the features have not been saved to a feature class in a geodatabase. We'll also notice that the CAD layers have not been split out according to their category. To export a particular CAD layer, right-click and select Export Features. Name the destination feature class, in this case GAS, and filter based on the CAD layer. Okay, give it a name of GAS and filter on the CAD layer. And export it to a new feature class in a geodatabase. You'll see that the gas pipe has been isolated and imported, and we can see the attribute table of the features in that. Notice how all the attribute fields have been imported into the feature class. Just going to use this opportunity to conduct another poll. And so this poll is going to ask you, what methods do you currently use to load CAD into GIS? So the options are for this poll: what do you use the native CAD file imports, as I've just demonstrated? Do you use export GIS file from CAD? Do you use safe FME workspaces? Do you use QGIS? Do you use the ArcGIS add-in for AutoCAD? Do you use our own CADTransform tool? Or do you use a different other method? And good results coming in.
Just wait for everybody to try and answer that.
And I'm going to close the poll there. And you can see that a lot of you guys are using the method I've just described. Other people are just exporting directly from GIS, and other people are using safe FME. That's good to know, interesting to see. So I will now quickly demonstrate how to. So the issues of importing using the method we just described is if we have problems if the CAD file does not have a coordinate reference system assigned. All the objects of the same feature type are added to the same GIS layer. Unwanted CAD layers are imported. Unwanted attributes are imported. And finally, we need to export to a geodatabase. So how do you use CADTransform? There's two ways of using it. The first way is to use it by not splitting up the feature types. very similar to the native CAD import we just demonstrated. And I'll demonstrate that now. So I start by opening up the CADTransform tool. And then I select the CAD model to be transformed. Next, I select the feature type to import. And in this demonstration, I'll be using polylines. Notice how I get a warning to say that although the coordinates are georeferenced, the coordinate reference system has not been designated in the DWG. So I need to specify British National Grid. I also have the option to specify which CAD layers to import. By leaving this field blank, I will import all the CAD layers. I also have the option to select which fields to import. And here I'm selecting the layer field. When all this is configured correctly, I click Run. And the features are exported to a Scratch geodatabase in the project folder. You'll then need to export these features out to keep them permanently, or just rename the Scratch geodatabase. The other way of importing them is to split up the feature types by CAD layer, color, and line type. I will perform this on the same CAD model as before, but this time I'll check the option to split up the CAD object by layer and color. I click Run, and the polyline features are imported to the map and grouped in a group layer. Expanding this group layer, you can see the polyline features have been split up according to their original CAD layer, their color type, and their line type. There you go, individual layers have been split out. This is a great perfect time to demonstrate a recent feature of ArcGIS Pro that you may not be aware of. If you select the group layer and go to the group layer menu on the ribbon bar, then you are able to change the group type from checkbox to radio. When you do this, you can isolate a single layer for viewing in the map, which is perfect for carrying out quality control on your model. So the benefits of CADTransform are the ability to assign a coordinate reference system, the ability to select CAD layers for import, the ability to filter attributes to be imported, and the ability to split out CAD layers into a layer group. In addition to these many benefits, I'm very pleased to announce that we will be soon releasing a new premium feature to CADTransform. This will be the ability to publish directly to ArcGIS Online. If you have already upgraded to version 1.3, which will soon be released on the marketplace, there will be no requirement to re-download or reinstall CADTransform to make use of these premium features. Simply contact the support team at MGISS to enable this feature, which will be free to use until the 31st of October. When you contact us, we hope you don't mind if we gather some feedback on how you're finding the tool and how it's improving your workflow. We've got in mind to add a number of other features into CADTransform. And I'm just going to take the opportunity to conduct another poll. So in this poll, we'd just like to ask you, what other features would you like to see in CADTransform that would improve your workflow? Would you like to see support for annotations, for point symbols, for hatching symbology, for cross-reference drawings, for better support for Civils 3D, more opportunities to do batch processing, or would you like to have the ability to publish directly to web map, or perhaps some other feature which you could put in the comments and the Q&A. I'm going to leave this poll running for the moment, and I'm going to just demonstrate how easy it is to share to ArcGIS Online. So using the same model as before, we simply click the Publish Drawing Object to ArcGIS Online, which will appear if you have the premium functions enabled. The tool will then suggest a ArcGIS Online feature service to publish to, and then you click the Run button. You also will have the option to configure it to share to your organization or to particular groups in ArcGIS Online. The tool processes as before, and once it's stylized all the layers, it then publishes to ArcGIS Online. Once in ArcGIS Online, you go to the content panel and open up the feature service, where you can then see the feature layers in an ArcGIS Online web map. So at the click of a button, you can seamlessly import all the way through to ArcGIS Online. This should be a good time to share the results of our poll. So you'd like more support for annotations, points, symbols, hatching, and the ability to publish directly to ArcGIS Online. Very interesting to see these. We hope to, we've got some ideas about how we can incorporate these features into CADTransform, and look forward to offering this in the future. So it'd be wrong to talk about seamlessly importing CAD drawings to GIS without also talking about the ArcGIS for AutoCAD add-in, which you can download from Esri. Don't want to take too much time, but I will describe how to demonstrate and load a CAD layer directly to ArcGIS Online. So from AutoCAD, you click the ArcGIS tool. You need to set a coordinate reference system in your drawing. It's important to mention first before we start that it's necessary to duplicate the CAD file because the ArcGIS add-in will permanently alter the features in your CAD drawing. So we then use the tool to import the CAD layers in the drawing into a feature layer. We then need to stylize the layer in the layer manager. The individual colors of the CAD objects are not honored, and you have to style the layer. We sign into ArcGIS Online, and then we're given the option as to which CAD layers to share to ArcGIS Online. When it's configured, we click the share button. And let it do its thing in the background. After a few seconds, we can go to ArcGIS Online. And that feature service has now been published. We can open it in the map viewer. And one thing to notice, although I configured the gas layer in the yellow color, all the other features have come through by default as red. So it's not perfect for importing CAD layers into GIS, but it is a useful tool in your toolbox. So that demonstrates how to use the ArcGIS add-in for AutoCAD. And that concludes my demonstration of the various methods of importing CAD drawings into ArcGIS Online. We hope you find CADTransform very useful and will download it, and we'd love to hear more of your feedback.
Well, thank you, Gareth, for that very informative walkthrough. We'll now move on to the Q&A. I can see some people already populating that field, so thank you very much. To run through some of the questions that we had through the presentation, and please feel free to keep on adding questions while we answer any questions raised. We will be sure to directly follow up and answer if we don't get them answered anyway. Firstly, we'd like to know, does CADTransform load BIM models into GIS?
The tool at the moment is not configured to import BIM models, for example, Revit or IFC. But if there was a need to do that, it wouldn't take much to do some recoding to enable it to do that. If that's a feature that you'd like to see, then speak to us and we'll look into adapting the tool to do that.
Okay, and another one. Also, does CADTransform export GIS layers into CAD drawings?
Does
CADTransform export GIS layers into CAD drawings?
CAD drawings. This is a feature that we have considered, and again, we focused mainly on the journey from CAD into GIS. If there is a need to go both ways, then and there is a requirement to do that, then we have ideas about how we could include this functionality into the tool. But yes, let us know, and we'd love to hear from you if that's something that you would like to see.
Okay, further along in the chat, like I said, thank you very much. People keep on going through and answering questions that pop to your mind. We have a question saying the output in the demo went through a scratch GDB. Is it possible to specify an existing output GDB?
It's not possible. We wanted to keep the tool as uncluttered as possible. If that is something that you would like to see, then we'll take that feedback on board. And yeah, it wouldn't be difficult to specify an output into the toolbox. Let us know if that's something you'd like to see more of.
Okay. Additionally, a follow-up question from that is how does the CADTransform tool handle polygon hatch symbology? Can it assign the hatch in the same way that the standard line color weight values are pulled in?
This is something that we have looked into, and no, at the moment, polygon hatches are not honoured when importing into ArcGIS Pro using the CADTransform tool. But it's on our feature list and something that we want to incorporate.
Okay. And following up, someone has asked what is free and what is premium.
So the free tool is the import that I demonstrated. So the first part is importing without splitting the layers up, and the second part is splitting it up by CAD layer. The premium feature that we revealed today in our webinar is the ability to publish directly to ArcGIS Online. And that will be free until the 30th of October. And but if you'd like to take advantage of that, contact us and we will add you as a premium user for free until the 31st of October. And you can use that ArcGIS Online tool.
Okay. And someone has asked that they often deal with dense CAD data with a lot of geometry errors, often requiring running the repair of Geometry GP tool. Does will your tool support this check as standard?
The tool doesn't do any geometry repair. There's various different ways of doing geometry repair. A lot of the time you have to use your intuition. You have to look at the object. You have to work out the best way to repair it. this is a simple tool for importing into ArcGIS. Once it's imported into ArcGIS, then you can use the geometry validation tools in ArcGIS, or if you have access to the data interoperability extension, then you can use those tools as well. Thank you, good question.
Yeah, no problem. And following up from that, they said they advocate publishing these dense CAD files to vector tile layers rather than the feature services. Would you consider supporting this in the future?
Good idea. Yeah, we if there's a need to publish it directly to vector tile, then that would save a lot of memory and storage in the ArcGIS Online space. So yes, that's a good idea. Thank you.
Another following question: in CADTransform, do you have to manually configure the colors as you would through the ArcGIS add-in for AutoCAD?
No, you don't. So the ArcGIS add-in for AutoCAD uses the coloring in the layer, whereas CADTransform looks at the coloring in the feature itself. So if somebody has designed a CAD drawing with a blue object in a layer that would normally by default be red, then CADTransform will respect that blue coloring and styling.
Okay. Another question is, how efficient is this over significant linear lengths?
How efficient is this over? So we were talking about a long distance file, so a CAD drawing that will be spread over several kilometers or perhaps even hundreds of kilometers. So long as the features are correctly georeferenced and the georeferencing is suitable for that particular area on the map, then I see no reason why the import shouldn't be efficient.
Okay, it's good to hear as well. Someone has asked, is this tool usable within ArcGIS Pro models to allow for parameters to be used?
To allow for parameters to be used, I don't particularly understand the question, so I'll have to pass on that. Thank you for your question. Perhaps I can answer that by DM later.
Yeah. Or is there any elaboration you want to give just now, just to clarify that? So as you do that, we'll move on. Someone has asked, hello, I did download CADTransform, how to open it in ArcGIS Pro, didn't see to open it. So what you can do, you can contact the team, and they will probably be best to help you to see what the issue is, just in case there's a further issue. Just
to know, the tool at the moment supports ArcGIS Pro 3.2 and 3.3. We are aware that it's not backwardly compatible with 3.1 and before. So if that's, let us know what version you're using and we can support you with that. We can solve the problem that you're having. Just contact us directly, please.
Okay, no problem. Someone has said they would second the idea to allow users to save the data to an actual GDB with the required naming convention for their project in ArcGIS Pro by using the tool. Otherwise, it's just an extra step once the tool has run that they will have to do properly save the data locally for the project, so would save a lot of time effectively.
Thank you for that feedback. That's great to hear. We can look into that.
Yeah, that's just kind of the type of thing we want to know. Just more feedback, and then I think it helps the team take it on board as well. So, someone said free to end to October is okay. How much is after the date? Effectively, we are like reviewing our premium product, so what features will be included and the pricing of it. So we're aiming to launch that in November. So more details will come to follow effectively. And yeah. Great. The person said they're free, but
yeah, if you're using ArcGIS Pro 3.0, then you can't use the installer that you download from ArcGIS Pro, but you can still use the tool. Just speak to us and we can send you a copy.
If there are any more questions at all, if there's not, we can conclude, I guess. Honestly, thank you for the questions posed. I think we have answered them all. There will be a follow-up email to share the recording and the relevant links. So I do believe there was a person at the start asking for the PowerPoint. So you will receive a recording and the links to everything that you need. I would like to thank Gareth for his expertise. We wouldn't be able to do without him. And thanks to all for attending, essentially, and taking out the time of your day to your busy schedule. Best wishes for the remainder of the day. And if there's any follow-up information you need, please do message us. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.